So did you ever think that you would inspire so many people?
During that time, brother, my main focus was, let's see how much of an influence I can actually be. Wasn't so much about inspiring at that time because I had to grow to that point in life where I actually knew what my worth was, knew that I was pretty much chosen to do this, and just go with it, not stand back. And I had a conversation with Ken Stabbbert before he passed about that very subject matter at the Hilton in Oakland. And when he pulled me to the side, we were at a party, pregame stuff. He pulled me to the side, which was odd to me. The snake wants to say something to me. What he laid on me, brother, changed my whole outlook on what I do today. He says, listen, I've been watching you since you started doing that. He says, do you realize you're carrying a torch? And if I can say this on air, he said, carry that effing torch high because a lot of people are watching you and looking up to what you're doing. And that kind of just pulled the curtains back. And like I said, Violator was reborn in the way that you see him today with a whole different purpose. And like I say, that's to be a positive influence visually as intimidating as possible, but there's a whole different core to it, and I call it layers.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Hello, Raider Nation, and welcome back to Monday Nights Live. I'm Raider Homer, and I have 4 more great guests lined up for tonight's show. So, let's go over how Monday Nights Live works. It's structured like a football game, but instead of 4 quarters, we have 4 callers. We break for the halftime show after the second caller, and during the halftime show, we will hear from the viewers and Raider musicians, and this week we are hearing Raider songs from Raiderhead and Big Mac. Also, don't forget to go out there and get 4Dub's new album, Mixtape Volume 6. Man, that album's badass. I've been listening to it a lot, man. Shout out to 4Dub and all the great Raider musicians out there that keep making Raider content for us to listen to. Alright, now kicking off tonight's show is Asylium, president of the Silver and Black Alliance of Kansas, and Heidi Stabbbert of the Ladies of Darkness and the Only Nation podcast. After the second caller, which is Heidi, the phone blitz kicks off the halftime show. And kicking off the second half of the show is Jerry Rosas and Darkness of Arizona Raider Nation. Alright, and the closing out the show, we have Danny De La Paz, a.k.a. Puppet from American Me, and Chuco from Boulevard Nights. Alright, now providing backup for tonight's show is Captain Jack Rackham. So be sure to subscribe to Captain Jack Rackham's YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to listen to the Only Nation podcast with me and Heidi Stabbbert, a.k.a. Kevlar Prom Dress. You can find the Only Nation podcast on all your favorite podcast/music apps. Also, be on the lookout for the return of the Raider Invasion podcast, and we're going to get more into that with Asylium. Alright, don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Raider Homer channel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube so you don't miss these interviews live. Blitzers, get your calls in by 8 o'clock CST, or you can give your shout outs in the live chat and I'll read those in between the callers. Alright, let me know if you'd like to order some Raider Homer shield patches for $10. Alright, I only have a few more for sale until the next batch shows up. Alright, so just message me on any of my social media accounts and I'll get your order squared away. Alright, now in this week's mailbag, I got a Coors Light can from Barbara James Martinez Humphreys. Alright, I also got a patch from Raider Squid. And I also got a patch from Hell Raider. Thanks for the patch, brother. I appreciate it, Prez. Alright, thanks for everybody for showing the Raider love too. That's a great song from Mixtape Volume 6, man. So make sure you check it out. We were playing it last week on the show. Alright, so be sure to hit up the people from this week's mailbag to get some Raider Nation merch of your own. Alright, now with all that being said, let's get to the callers. deal with this. All right, Raider Nation. Here he is, Asylium. How you doing, Asylium?
I'm good. I'm good. Happy to be out of the padded cell and talking to people.
They let you out?
They let me out just for this phone call.
Oh, just for the phone call. I was gonna ask you how many hours they let you out a day.
Oh, usually not many. I usually get like 3 hours a week.
Oh man. Oh, they got you on a short leash.
Oh yeah, well, the only people I get to talk to is usually in a white coat. So it's good to talk to normal people.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad to be considered normal. All right, cool. All
Hey,
right.
compared to my standards, come on. My standards for normal, it might not be that high.
It's not saying much, huh?
I do live my life in a padded cell after all.
All right, cool. Hey, so Raider Nation, Asylium is substituting today. I know that Cap's on the backup role, but him and Asylium and myself are going to start up the Raider Invasion podcast again. That's where we'll be talking, football, Raider football. Here on Monday Nights Live, we talk to the Raider Nation and Raider players and whatnot, but we're going to get more in depth on the Raider Invasion podcast with Captain Jack and Asylium. I'm excited to bring this back, bro. How are you feeling about this?
I'm excited to be a part of it. I mean, I appreciate you bringing me in on it, and I can't wait to get started. I've known Captain Jack for a little while. I'm excited to be able to work with him, and I hope he remembers me. But other than that, I'm excited.
He did, man. He remembered you, man. He said you were good people, dude. Yeah, he was sold.
He's good people too. I love him. He's watching his podcast and his stuff is one reason why I started to want to get into it. And so,
dude, I mean, I think that's awesome. Yeah, I love how, Murph Murphy inspired me, so everybody has some inspiration, dude, so that's cool. And Captain Jack, man, he's a lot of fun while recording, dude. You're going to enjoy podcasting with him, dude. He got some serious case of Tourette's, man. When he gets upset and frustrated, boy, he gets to cussing up a storm. It's hilarious, man. I can't wait.
Oh, good. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that side of him. Maybe I have to bring it out. Maybe I can help.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, dude. I get a kick out of it every time, man. He's a great guy, but oh boy, he loves to just drop some bombs on you. All right, so
I've been holding back. I could drop bombs too. Trust me. I don't even think about it. I don't get to talk to many people, so
Of course, right? We're Raider fans. Of course, we love the bombs, dropping bombs.
All right, dropping bombs like harmonica.
That's right. All right, so keep an eye out for the Raider Invasion podcast, Raider Nation. We're recording this weekend, and the episode should be out sometime next week. All right, bro.
I can't wait.
Oh, me too, bro. Me too. Let's see. Maybe Cap's already in the chat line. Yep, there he is. Arr! I got to work on that. Yeah. Arr! I'll work on it, Cap. My bad. All right, Asylium. Free agency is passed. The draft is passed. The schedule is out. The table is set. How are you feeling about this season?
I'm actually looking forward to this season. I think we got the potential of making the playoffs, even since they even added that extra wild card spot. But I think even if they didn't do that, I think we could pull off enough wins. I think we brought talent onto the team. We filled holes that we were needing. And if we could get an off season going and get these players to mesh, I think we could be a surprise.
Yeah, that's the big question mark, right? How the off season's gonna go. They rebuilt the defense, damn near from top to bottom, seemingly, right? We still got some guys returning, some good players returning, but the offense, I think, is what's important, right? If there's gonna be a limited amount of time in training camp, the fact that our offense is coming back pretty much intact is key, and I think we'll definitely get more than 7 wins this year.
Oh, I think we have the potential of the 2016 season and pulling off a 12-4 season. We got some tough games.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, there's some tough ones.
Realistically, I'm thinking a 10-6 season, but I think we can get on a roll and surprise some people like we did in 16 and end up with a 12-4 season. I don't think that's out of the realm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a schedule breakdown with Heidi in the next call, but don't get me wrong, man. I looked at it and I was like, "Oh man, 16-0, baby, Super Bowl," but But, it's going to be a tough one. There's a lot of returning faces. We thought we got rid of Phillip Rivers. He's coming back with the Colts. We were glad that Tom Brady's out of the AFC, but he's coming back to play us with the Bucks, man. And I think that's gonna be a tough one. The Raider Nation despises Tom Brady, and if he comes back with the Bucks, and we can't beat them, oh my God, there's gonna be an uproar.
I think we could beat Brady. I think that's one. I think a couple of the tough games early on, the Saints. I think we could squeak that one out, but that's going to be a real test of our defense and everything else starting up. We got to be able to show we can put up points with them. The Chiefs in Arrowhead, that's another tough one.
Ooh.
Brady, I think it could end up being a win. Their defense is not what we're used that Brady's used to having and everything, and Brady's just not the same no more.
One thing
I think we can pull it out.
Well, I mean, the one thing about Brady though, he's got his security blanket over there, Rob Gronkowski, and let's see, I have to look at it, but the Bucks offense, man, they had a high flying, offense. Let's see, they were ranked third in total offense, and that was without Tom Brady. So, that's gonna be a tough one, man. But it's on Sunday Night Football, primetime. Primetime Raiders are back, man. 4 primetime games, dude. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, I'm loving that. About time. I mean, what we used to get 2?
Well,
after this, they're going to even give us more because us in prime time, we got this. Prime time, we're going to new stadium. I mean, that's why I like the Saints. I think we can pull that one out just because first game in the new stadium, they're not going to want to lay a goose egg there to start off.
Yeah.
They're going to play hard. They're going to play nasty. We might see some old school Raider football on that defense and have some nasty players and just big hits and dislodging balls, and you were talking about Gronk, is he going to be healthy when they play us? He's been injury prone and been out of it for, what is it, going to be 2 years now?
Yeah. I mean, that's week 7. He's coming in week 7, so, it's still pretty early in the season. So, yeah, I mean, that's the question, though. Anybody can get hurt, of course. It's football, but, back...
I'm not even talking about hurt. Tired, tweet, I mean... He's been injury prone. He hasn't played a full season in years.
Well, I hope he comes back and sucks. Don't get me wrong. I hope they both suck really bad. Like I said, I hope we go 16-0 and win it all. But, realistically,
Brady's throwing 5 interceptions. You heard it here first.
5 interceptions, man. Right, look, I'm gonna write
5
it down.
interceptions.
5.
Write it down. Type it. Put it in stone.
Man, you really are coming out of a padded cell, aren't you? Hey, man.
Bold predictions, I'm your man.
Bold predictions. All right. You're saying 10-6, huh? Are we going to win the AFC West? Are we going to be able to beat the Chiefs and win the AFC West?
That's a tough one. I mean, the Chiefs have played well, going to split the series. I think we beat the Chiefs at home, but in Arrowhead, I think that was one of our losses. We struggled in Arrowhead.
Well, the good thing about playing in Arrowhead this year, right, is that it's week 5, so it's fairly early in the season, so it shouldn't be too cold over there, right?
No,
you know better than I do, though.
But trust me, it's not like we have. It's not going to be a cold weather game, but it's still one of those. It's a loud stadium. If there's fans at that point, we got to remember that. If there's fans, It's a loud stadium. It's just the traveling. The Raiders are been known here lately to, when they fly to the East Coast, they've struggled. But this is a new team, new location. We're getting rid of breaking all those, and there's a chance that we can sweep them. I mean, I think we could be just like last year when we were at that one point fighting for the point of possibly fighting for the AFC West and everything. We come on like we did 2016.
Now who's being a homer? I don't know if we were that close to the AFC West last year, but yeah, we definitely got to be able to beat the Chiefs this year to get the AFC West. And like I said, the early game in Kansas might be helpful, and especially the late game in Oakland. That might be very helpful also. LA, Las Vegas. Damn, I said LA. I said everything but Las Vegas. I got there, though. I finally got there. Oh, man. The life of a Raider fan, right?
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's easy for me. I'm from Las Vegas, so it's easy for me to remember.
Okay, yeah, you're stoked. So
But
man,
but we got the extra home game in LA. We're going to black out that stadium.
oh yeah,
We got a few. We got a few games that we got to be careful not be trap games. Don't overlook. Like we did the Jets last year. Don't overlook them this
oh
year.
my God, please, man, if we can travel, I really want to make it to New York this year. You know what I mean? But please don't not show up, Raiders. Please show up there and spank them, man, because they were spanking you last year.
Oh
God.
yeah, no, I think we overlooked and everything. In that aspect, I think we'll have our head on our shoulders a little bit better, our helmet strapped tight. But we got a couple games. The Bills game's going to be a tough game. That's a tough team all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Patriots, we just got to be able to beat Belichick. I don't know who the heck their quarterback is.
I don't either. We're
So I'm
about to
not.
find out though whether it was Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, right? Because I think Bruce Arians is the
We
coach
got
in
both of them, so
Buccaneers,
we'll find
So
out one way or another.
yeah, well, we'll see if Bruce Arians can do or whatever his name is. He can do with what Belichick did with Brady. I'll get it out, Raider Nation, eventually. Whew.
I think you spent more time in the padded cell lately than I have.
Oh my God, dude. Man, yeah, my little girl, man, she drives me crazy. So yeah, pretty much. It's more like a padded house, though.
Well, at least you got more space than I do. Shit. 8 by 10 ain't nothing. I can't even get a running start. I'm trying to convince him to put rubber instead so I can bounce off the walls.
Oh man. All right, man. So
But
what you got a great Raider room. I think we talked about that last time. Captain Jack has a great Raider room too. I'm trying to find a segue into this. Captain Jack, he's stopping by. He says after he says that Asylum, you're great peeps, man. Arizona Raider Nation's in the house. Raider Squid. The Bills are on the rise too, especially now in their division. Yeah, T3, I see you in there. Yeah.
I can't argue with that. The Bills, I think that's a team. That's one of those ones I chalked up to. I think is going to be one of our losses. Just especially with them getting Diggs and everything. They made themselves stronger, and they were surprised last year, and they were strong last year. So the Bills are going to be a tough team. Don't sleep on Atlanta because Atlanta I think will surprise you. They got Matty Ice could be you can get into his head, but then they got Julio Jones. They got things going.
Yeah.
Atlanta's another one that
It's a tough schedule through and through. I was thinking, every year I'm thinking 10-6 or more. I would love to see 10-6 finally. Hopefully, I'll be right this year. I'll go with 10-6. That seems like my favorite one to go with. But I guess I shouldn't say anything right now because I really am going to go through this schedule breakdown with Heidi in the next call. But I really haven't even done that part yet. But I would hope for 10-6. We need that to win the division, and we got to be split with the Chiefs, man. Sweep the Chargers. They just got a rookie
I agree with
quarterback.
that. We got to keep up with the Chiefs. We got to get some early wins. We got to in every game. If we lose it, at least let it be close. Don't let things get to us, and just show that we got our shit together.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said earlier, I think it's really going to help that, Derek Carr's coming into his third year in John Gruden's system. I think, and then they got the weapons that they got, I've been saying.
I was just going to say that.
Ruggs, he's got that Cliff Branch speed. I've been saying that Renfro is the next Biletnikoff, and I believe that Carr is somewhere in between a Brad Johnson and a Rich Gannon. So I think with those weapons, and especially Darren Waller, whoo, man, that's going to be a potent
He's
offense.
got weapons now. There's no excuses. Carr's got to step up. It's on Carr now. He's got no excuses. You said.
I don't think those were excuses, Throwing that, look, Captain Jack, he hates that when he throws the ball down in the dirt and fourth down. That shit's got to go. Diving, in trying to reach in the end zone and fumbling the ball, that's got to go. But I mean, going through coach after coach after coach, and offensive coordinator after offensive coordinator, and wide receiver after wide receiver, running back after running back, that's not an excuse, bro. But thankfully Gruden, he's providing some stability. With the 10-year contract, this is his third year. He's even stuck by Gunther, right? Because I mean, in the past, Gunther would have been gone. Probably
Oh
this year.
yeah,
Of
how
course,
much
they
longer
got
though?
they.
How much rope you think Gunther's got right now?
Well, I mean, think about week 5,
You got
right? If we
Marinelli
can,
sitting there in the back.
by week 5, right? If we get torched by the Saints, and then by the Chiefs, you would think. And who else is it? The Chiefs, the Bills, which everybody's talking about how they're
Bill.
coming up. The Patriots, I don't think that's going to be a high flying game for them. But yeah, if you can't stop these high potent offenses, man, early in the season, he's going to be gone. That's why Marinelli's there.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. We got somebody in back. I think Gunther's standing on that chair with that rope around his neck right now. He's got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
He's got weapons now. He's got good players on the defense. He's got pieces. Let's see what he can come up with.
So, last year, Mad Max, right, he came out of nowhere, right? We were all, hoping that Cleveland Farrell would be this next great pass rusher, but Mad Max was the guy. Who do you think is going to be the next, sleeper or surprise pick to come out, this year and play well for this draft class?
Oh, I think it's going to be what the hell? Meek Robinson.
Oh yeah. That's right. We were talking about that on Raider Invasion podcast. Or no, god damn it, that's coming out soon though. But in Raiderholics Asylum. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think he could be a surprise. I think Farrell. I think people don't see it a lot, or they choose not to see it. He was getting double teamed a lot, stuff like that. He forced people to start focusing on him, and that's when Farrell started coming in, and stuff like that. Don't count Farrell out. I think he wasn't getting, he's not the chances, but he just didn't have those big plays like Mad Max was getting, so people were getting on him and getting down on him, and I think he's better than people are giving him credit for.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a solid player. It's just that Mad Max outshined him, coming out of nowhere.
No, he did. He did, and don't get me wrong, that's something we needed. And everyone was wondering about that, and now it's now you got to worry about the Condor.
Yeah, and put him back in the cell. Hold on, just a few more minutes. You're going back in there, all right? Hold on. All right. So the player I think is gonna make a big impact this year is Tanner Muse, man. That guy's got the size and the speed and the intelligence, man, to start day one. And I don't see anybody else beating him out on the weak side. Add that speed and that size.
You think it's gonna be linebacker?
Yeah, weak side. Yeah, that's what he's listed as. He's listed as linebacker, and that's what I mean. I know he was drafted, or he was in the draft. He was a safety. But he's one of them hybrid players, man, with some good speed, dude. So I'm expecting him on the weak side to be able to, contain and then, put pressure on the quarterback, man. And then, that's in the base, but in the dime, huh?
I can see him going sideline to sideline, but, being that hybrid usually means he's a little bit on the smaller side.
Well,
and, as a pass rush, but, we'll see.
Yeah, he's
not. You said that before.
And he is listed as a hybrid player. So, I mean, it's not just me, I'm just, repeating what I hear. You know what I mean? but yeah, that's who I think Tanner's going to really show up and show out, dude.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to hold you to that. It's in the memory bank.
Oh, you got a memory bank?
Yeah, I got a memory bank. All I got is my head. What are you talking about? They don't trust me with paper and pencil. Gotta have a memory bank.
My memory's shot, brother. That's why I write everything down. I got stickers everywhere, man.
I wish I could, but you know what? They don't trust me. I don't know why. It's not like I ever gave them a reason or not. They don't trust me with sharp objects.
Well, man, I have to thank you, man, for coming on tonight, dude. As I said, Raider Nation, I had to move some guests around. So Asylium was kind enough to come on tonight on short notice, and I'm glad to announce that he and I and Captain Jack are going to be doing the Raider Invasion podcast, which will be on different, podcasting platforms and apps and whatnot. So, with all that being said, though, bro, thanks for coming in on short notice, dude, because today's your anniversary, right? So, happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. 18 years.
18?
My wife had a...
You are crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I am crazy. I told you. This is life. And, anytime you need somebody to come on, thank you for having me on. Anytime you need a backup, give me a call.
Well, yeah,
and you need to get out the cell.
Yeah, since we co-host with each other, that's who I have backing me up on these shows. It's Heidi, Captain, you now, and then Amy. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. And we'll rotate, so hopefully it's only usually like once a month or something that y'all guys have to back me up. But Captain Jack's been doing it for a couple of weeks already because he's a trooper. Appreciate it, Captain.
Oh, he's a hero.
Oh, yeah.
He's a podcast hero.
Oh, yeah. You see his new microphone now? It's all fancy. He's got it right there in front of his face and all that, man.
Oh, I'm taking notes. I'm giving my list to the warden saying, hey, this is the kind of shit I need. We'll see if he gets it for me, though.
You better be nice.
Oh, I don't know how to be nice. I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh, come on now. We got to change that image.
What image?
The bad boy image.
When it comes, we're good old boys until it comes time to being on the field.
That's funny. We're going to be talking about that with Danny De La Paz later on, man. Some of his experiences with the Raider Nation early on in LA compared to the experiences that he's had recently. Going to the Raider Nation events and working with Polo Rodriguez. Shout out to Polo Rodriguez, man. Thanks for all your help on the channel, man. I appreciate it, brother. All right, brother. All right, well, tell the Raider Nation how to find you on social media.
I'm on Facebook under Asylium, and then you got Instagram and I believe Twitter. I think I still got that one going. Both of them the same, Asylium 7. Easy to find. Hit follow, like, or whatever else you're supposed to hit.
All right, cool. All right, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'll get you back in here. I'll get you into the rotation and make you a moderator, all right, when you show up in the comment section.
All right, it's all good. Thank you for getting me out the cell, and until next time.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, let me make sure I got the right one highlighted. This is the one with the music. Okay, here we go. All right, Raider Nation. You just heard from Asylium with the good news that the Raider Invasion podcast is coming back with me, Asylium, and Captain Jack. So be on the lookout. All right, let's take a look at the chat line. Man, it's going off already. T3 Sports Guy. Hey, make sure you go check out T3's YouTube channel. He's got a great YouTube channel. He's got a great podcast. And he's growing, dude. So go like and subscribe on his YouTube channel. Same thing with Captain Jack. Arizona Raider Nation in here. Like and subscribe their stuff too. Raider Squid and Sheila. Raiders! Yeah. All right, Raider Nation. So next is Heidi Stabbbert of the Only Nation podcast. Now I'm really going to have to start thinking about these podcast names before I say them. She's been taking care of business for the last couple of weeks. That's why we have not been recording. But she's coming on today to do a schedule breakdown. That way we can get the Only Nation podcasters some content. So, with that being said, let's get her on the line. Oh my God. I need to get rid of that music, I guess. I can't ever remember. All right, Raider Nation. Here we are with Heidi Stabbbert of the Only Nation podcast and the Ladies of Darkness. How you doing, Heidi?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, all things considered. I'm excited, man. We got the schedule out. I was hoping to book, but I'm just gonna kind of hold off, find out what's going on before I start booking a bunch of stuff right now.
Yeah, definitely. It's really up in the air if there's going to be any fans allowed at the game. I'm leaning towards they aren't going to allow them, or if they are, it's going to be a really, really, really smaller crowd. But we'll I'm just more into will the games be played? That's what I'm into.
Well, I hope so. Let's not go there yet. You know what I mean? Oh, we're doing a schedule breakdown. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, schedule breakdown. You've been busy taking care of everything on your front. So I'm glad that we can do this on Monday Nights Live.
Yeah. Things have been really busy for me. They're probably going to stay really busy for the next couple months at least. So bear with me if my schedule is a little erratic, or it takes me forever to produce one episode. But I am actually selling my house and trying to get everything ready for that, and then moving a very, very far away. So all that going on with just everyday life, I'm overwhelmed trying to keep up with Raider stuff on top of it.
I can imagine. That's why I'm glad, you can come on the show and we can just kind of keep, the Raider Nation or, the Only Nation podcast fans, in tune with what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. So this schedule breakdown, let's get into it, right? It's a short call. So week 1, September 13th, we were playing the Panthers in Carolina at 1 p.m. In 2019, they had the number 19 total offense, and the number 10 total defense. And they got Christian McCaffrey returning. They signed Teddy Bridgewater, Robbie Anderson, Seth Roberts, Tierra Whitehead, and they drafted Derek Brown and Udo Gross Matos. So, how you feeling about this game?
I feel that we have a really decent shot. The fact that they signed Tahir Will was a big advantage. Oh, that wasn't very nice of me. But actually, we'll get to see now if Tahir Whitehead just being used properly by us, or if he really just isn't that great of a linebacker. Great teammate, great man, though. Yeah. I don't want to take anything away from him.
Seemingly, though, players that come back the next year and play against us have pretty good games, all except for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
But Teddy Bridgewater...
That was great.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater and Christian McCaffrey in that backfield, that's going to be a great test early on for this new defense. But, I got us winning here, even though we're on the road. Here, let me write that down.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be a very big drop-off between Cam Newton and Teddy Bridgewater. I think I think he's got a lot of skills to him. I think he's going to do okay this year.
Yeah. And there was that debate early on whether Carr or Bridgewater who was the best, so it's going to be interesting to see them in another matchup.
Yeah, debate very early on. It was really tragic what happened to Bridgewater, but I'm really glad to see that he's been able to return, because his injury was severe. It was life-threatening. A lot of people don't realize it.
Man, I'm glad he made it. All right, week 2, September 21st, the Saints are coming to Las Vegas for Monday Night Football. Of course, Drew Brees, he's still there. That old guy, he's still playing. And Jared Cook, wow, we're going to get to see him. I can't wait to see Jared Cook go against Corey Littleton. That's going to be interesting.
It will be. And, Drew Brees is getting a little long in the tooth. But it doesn't matter. He's still an incredible player.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really tough game for us.
Yeah.
I know we'll be hyped up because it'll be our first home game, but the Saints have a really complete team, and they're going to be a difficult one to stop. They really are.
So what? Call it. What do you think? Win or lose?
I hate to say it, but I'm gonna go with lose on this one.
I mean, with the brand new defense, unless Mad Max and like this Muse kid that I'm calling for, somebody can really step up and make a bunch of plays. I'm gonna have to go with the loss too. So right now, after 2 weeks, we are 1-1.
Yeah, I think the one thing that will sway my opinion quite a bit on this schedule is how effective we have been able to get prepared. We don't have OTAs. We don't have the rookies coming for rookie mini camp. And the Saints have a more experienced team, an older team. They've been through it before.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously not a pandemic, but I think they have a definite advantage because of it.
Yeah, even though it's we're gonna be hyped up, first game. So fingers crossed. Wouldn't be the first time that I'm wrong. I wouldn't mind being wrong in that situation if they win. All right, week 3, September 27th, in New England. Of course, this is a different team, but last year they were 15 in total offense and 32 in total defense. But see, that's a little, I guess, misconstrued or whatever because they went into the playoffs, right? So, of course, they're going to drop. Early on in the season, though, they had a better defense, right?
They vary a little bit. They start slow in the early part of the year, but their defense does do better the earlier part of the year. But if you're going to get the random loss from the Patriots, it's going to come, like in the first 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, okay. So, they got Donta Hightower, Patrick Chung, and Stephen Gilmore returning. So, they got some pretty key components to their defense returning. They signed Brandon Hoyer as a QB, Marquise Lee as a wide receiver. So, I mean, hopefully our defense shows up and puts the clamps down. And, I'm going to go ahead and give us a win. How are you feeling? You feeling a win too?
Yeah, I was going to go with the victory.
All right, cool. Week 4, October 4th versus the Bills. A lot of people are talking highly about the Bills. Last year they were 24 in total offense and 30 in total defense. This year they got Josh Allen returning as well as Cole Beasley. They signed Josh Norman, Stephon Diggs, and Mario Addison, and they drafted A.J. Espinza and Zach Moss. Of course, these are just, some of the players, but, they've added to the team. So, the Bills. How are you feeling about the Bills?
The Bills, I think, are a sneaky team. They are going to contend and very possibly win the AFC East. And obviously we can't take any games off, but this one is a real close one for me, a real toss-up. Because they were actually a pretty decent team last year as well.
For me,
but
give it to me. Give it to me.
Let's see, we're going to be at home. So I got to go with a victory.
Victory. Yeah. This one, I'm going to have to say a victory also. I think that our defense will be kind of, on track at this point. Hold on. Wait a minute. I didn't mark the last one. Win, loss, win, okay. I'm getting it, guys. I'm getting it. I'll get it. One day I'll be okay at this. All right, week 5 at the Chiefs. Thank God we're not going into Arrowhead later in the year, right?
Right. I think we'll only have about 2 cold weather games this year.
Yeah. I think it was the 12th hardest schedule in the league.
If you're looking at win-loss records, It's a lot easier schedule than last year simply because we're not going to be traveling like admin.
Okay. All right, so the Chiefs, we're going into Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes returns. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, the child abuser. Hope he gets smashed in the face. Frank Clark. They signed Taco Charlton, Mike Rimmers, Antonio Hamilton, DeAndre Washington, another Raider, coming back. They draft there. They got this super fast running back, Clyde Edwards. They got a linebacker, Willie Gay, and Lucas Niang. I don't know how to say that name. My bad.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, here we are. We're just going to keep saying win? Or what are we going to do? Are we going to lose this game?
I'm going to go with the loss, but with a decent performance by Derek Carr.
Getting used. Hopefully, man. I don't know which way I want to go on this one, I would think that the Raiders are sick of losing to the Chiefs, right? So early in the season, bodies are going to be fresh, they're going to be fired up. I'm going to flip it on this one. I think that we're going to win in Arrowhead, but we'll lose to the Chiefs in Vegas.
You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Well, I didn't copy that person, I promise, okay?
Okay, sure. But I think the Chiefs are just going to be a little bit too much for us to handle. But I do think that Carr is going to exercise some of his demons and put up a decent performance. Right. So that's my call.
Okay, cool. Now, week 6 is the bye week. This bothers me every single year. We always end up with an early bye week. I mean, I'd rather have my bye week 8, or after. Let our guys towards the end of the season, get some rest. What do you think about the bye week being early for us all the time?
I think that sometimes it can really be to our advantage to have an early bye week because, let's say, for example, the defense is doing very poorly under LG bye week. Perfect time to yank him. It can help us with early injuries, but then later on in the season, then we don't get that break. The other thing I don't like about the bye week this year, because it's after the Chiefs, which doesn't help us any. I want that bye week before the Chiefs.
Yeah, but later on in the year. But I see what you're saying, though. That is a good point. I might steal that idea that if by week 6 Gunther isn't cutting it, he can be pulled, and you'll see Marinelli. That might.
Right.
That's a good point. You're so smart. All right, week 7. Week 7, October 25th. Uh-oh. The Buccaneers, Sunday Night Football. Man, I was saying we should have signed Tom Brady. I was hearing all kinds of shit. But now, of course, Tom Brady, we're playing him again. So, and this time, he's coming onto a team that was number 3 in total offense and number 18 in total defense with Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul, Mike Evans, and O.J. Howard returning. Of course, they added Brady and Rob Gronkowski. They drafted a tackle, a safety, and a running back. Man, this team is dangerous right here.
They are very dangerous. And I think they're very scary.
Yeah. So,
because obviously Brady's another one. Yeah, obviously Brady's another one, that's lost a step or two. But, oh, God, he's not going to throw 30 interceptions in the season.
No. He's not going to cost that defense.
And with that offense, that offense is so powerful. It's scary. It really is. I almost think it's scarier than the Chiefs.
So if Gunther survives week 6, week 7 could very well be his last week, right?
Yeah, I don't see us winning against the Bucs. And I could see Paulie G getting tossed at the bye. I think I don't think they'll let Paulie G go through past the bye if they're planning on getting rid of him.
Oh boy, we'll see, man. I do like the idea of what Marinelli did in Dallas. I know that we've talked in the past, and he's not really super elite or anything, but he does have some good numbers, and they're better than Gunther. So I am anticipating seeing what he can do with this roster.
Right. So, what are your thoughts on the Bucks?
I hate the Bucks, and since 2003, I utterly hate them. I
Okay,
would.
what about the game?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The game. I'm worried. I'm worried. Like I said, Tom Brady joining that team, man. I don't want to see Tom Brady play the Raiders anymore, and we have to now. Rob Gronkowski, Asylium was just talking about him being out of the league for a little while. Is he going to make it into the game, or will be injured? But he should be coming in fresh. He's going to be tough, tough to defend. But Corey Littleton, man, earn your money, brother, because this is why we signed you. But
Right.
I'm thinking this is a loss.
I just see their wide receivers eating us up. Even though we're going to have two very good young cornerbacks, they're going to have a lot of growing pains in this game.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's going to be tough on the cornerbacks, and defensive backs, and in general, this year, coming in like they are. Abrams, right? He had one game. Yes, he did study, in the film room and things like that, but. Him and Mullen, right? They're really, and Harris, but we don't even know if Harris is going to start now. Even though I think he will, we don't know. So there's two people that we would assume, that we could safely assume are going to start. But other than that, man, it's a new looking secondary. So it's going to be tough.
Abram is basically a rookie.
Yeah, yeah.
But last year, I'm just not even counting that season. But it has made him very hungry.
Right.
Very hungry. Hopefully hungry enough that he derails his play a little bit and is a little bit safer for him.
Right, right. All right, week 8, November 1 at the Browns. Number 22 total offense and number 11 total defense. Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry returning. They signed Jack Conklin, Kevin Johnson, Carl Joseph, another Raider, Adrian Claiborne, Austin Hooper, B.J. Goodson, Andrew Billings. They're kind of rebuilding as always, right? So, we got a shot at this.
Yes, they are rebuilding. They rebuild every year. But the players you just listed are kind of scary as well.
Yeah, yeah. But I think, though, at this point in the season, our defense, our players will be good. They'll be, in rhythm, and I think they'll be able to handle the Browns.
Right, and I'll be interested to see how Littleton can do with Cooper. That is a guy who can play. Young, not very well known, but he's good.
So I'm saying a win on this one.
I'll go with a win too, just to be nice.
Are you keeping track, right?
No.
Oh well, I think I'm keeping track. I'm hoping I'm doing it right though.
I hope so too.
If not, I'll just pencil something in. Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Week 9, November 8th at the Chargers. Number 10 total offense, number 27 total defense. Of course, Phillip Rivers isn't there anymore. He will return though. They're bringing in Tyrod Taylor. They drafted Justin Herbert. So, rebuild as far as behind center. How you feeling about this game?
I love it. It's our 9th home game of the year.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a beautiful new stadium to have it in.
Yeah.
I think they are going to be very shaky at quarterback this year, regardless of who they have playing. They have Brissett, right? Jacoby Brissett.
I don't have the complete roster up here.
Okay. Well, whoever it was, he's expected to be replaced, by mid-season. So, I think we're going to win. It's just going to be a matter of how big the score is. we're going to be so happy to have our second new stadium opened for us.
Yeah, so they got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I mean, it's no, that's a challenge for our young DBs, that's for sure. And then our nemesis Chris Harris Jr. heads over there now. But for me, I think we can win this one. Of course, right? We're going into LA. That's the home of the Raiders. So I think we'll definitely take this one. I think our defense they'll be playing really well at this point. So I'm gonna put us down for a win. Like I told you, man, we're winning. We're going to the Super Bowl. All right, Week 10.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know.
Week 10.
Week 10, November 15th. What?
Another team that has done a pretty good job rebuilding the last year or so.
Denver Broncos suck. Yeah. Oh, sorry. All right. Well, anyways, they were 28 total offense, 21 total defense. They have Drew Lock returning, Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. They signed Jarrell Casey, A.J. Boyle, and Melvin Gordon. They drafted Jerry Jeudy, right? That's a concern now, right?
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see. Although I think, though, we will win this one. Man, we're going to win them all, man. Oh, well, except for two. Except for two so far. Man, maybe I shouldn't really do this. Raider Homer.
I think that... Oh, shush.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to call the home game against the Broncos a victory, and then when we go back last week of the season, we're going to not win. But for Week 10, we're going to win.
Yeah, I think in our
against
house.
The Broncos.
I think we'll get this one in our house. All right, Week 11, November 22nd, versus the Chiefs. This is when I think we'll lose right here. I think that the Chiefs are going to come back. They're going to be on fire. We're still going to be, figuring things out. We're not quite there yet. But I think they're going to come and get us on this one on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I have us down for a loss.
So, all right, cool. At this point, I hope y'all are counting. Maybe somebody's counting out there. I got us at 7-3. Hopefully somebody else can confirm that.
I don't know. I try.
Okay, so Week 12, November 29th, at the Falcons. Now, this is a game I want to go to. I want to go down there and see Team Bad and Ty Brown. He's going to be down there too. I want to head to this game. Now, they came in with the number 5 total offense and the number 13 total defense, and they got Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and Todd Gurley returning. They've added Dante Fowler and Charles Harris. They drafted A.J. Terrell, which a lot of people wanted us to draft. Marlon Davison and Matt Hennessy. How you feeling about this one?
I think we'll compete, but I think it's going to be a loss.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there with you on that one. I think we're just these teams that are a little more solidified than we are, we're going to have a hard time with. The ones that are definitely in the rebuild mode, I think we got an edge on them.
Yes.
Even though we're kind of in a rebuild mode too.
Right.
All right, Week 13. Last year, this game was terrible. We're going back to New York. I mean, look, I'm telling you, this is how terrible that loss was. They had the 32nd ranked total offense and the 26th total defense. And we got blown out in that game. And they got Le'Veon Bell, Sam Darnold, C.J. Mosley returning. They signed a bunch of no-namers, except for Frank Gore. He's ancient. They drafted Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims. Oh, man, I'm tired of trying to say these damn names. Anyways, they drafted a bunch of hard names to say. So, this one, how you feeling about the Jets, right?
I think that we are going to go back and play with a vengeance.
I hope so.
I'm going to put us down for a victory. I think that will take anything from that game. That was the end of the most grueling part of our schedule. The the teams we played on our schedule weren't that. It was the fact that we were not home for almost 2 months. And just that complete travel out of whack time zones, 8-hour flight here, 3-hour flight there. And I think it was just too much for us. I think we collapsed because of fatigue. And I've actually heard of one player admitting privately that they hit a wall.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah,
the
like you
team
said, that was a lot of travel.
full of rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were at introductions at the start of the game. They were yawning. They were just good. I think we're going to go back in there pissed off because that happened. And we're going to take it.
All right. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way with that one. I think we'll get that win. Just because we want to go in and punch them in the mouth like they did us.
Right.
Okay.
Punch them in the nose.
Smash them in the face. Over and over and over. Right?
Right.
All right, cool. Week 14, December 13th, the Colts are coming to town. Man, we got the Philip Crybaby Rivers returning. Oh my God, I never wanted to see him again. I can't stand this guy. But he's coming back. They signed Xavier Rhodes and TJ Carey, another Raider. DeForest Buckner, and they have Denico Autry, another Raider. T.Y. Hilton and Justin Houston returning. They drafted a good wide receiver in Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, and Julian Blackmon. How are you feeling about this game?
I am actually feeling more confident because Rivers is the quarterback, because he's lost more than 1 or 2 steps, like Brady and Breeze. He's lost a mile. But the Colts overall are a pretty good team, and they will put up a good fight. I could see them really going either way. I just don't think we're ready for a totally awesome record yet. I'm going to put this as a trap game, as a loss.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the loss too, because I think Phillip Rivers is going to come in one last time and give the Raiders hell on purpose. And I think he's going to pull one off. All right, Week 15, December 17th versus the Chargers. I got confused a minute ago because we were just talking about Phillip Rivers. Thursday Night Football. The Chargers, of course, like I said earlier, are number 10 in total offense, number 27 in total defense. And this is now. What did you say about this one?
I don't know. What did they say? That we'd win.
Yeah, that we win.
Yes. I think it's going to be nice. It is Thursday Night Football, so it's going to be a short week. But we're at home and home. So that's going to be a lot easier to handle. The week before is going to be at home. Thursday Night Football is going to be at home. Even the next week is going to be at home.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go with the win on this one. I don't know if I said that earlier. I don't know. But I feel like, we always seem to sweep somebody in the division. And I think this year it will be the Chargers. Now that Phillip Rivers is gone. He's been a thorn in our side for so long. We've played in a lot of close games and some blowouts, on the wrong end of the blowouts. But, I think that we got the Chargers number this year.
Yeah, we're gonna sweep them. It's gonna be easy.
And of course, I got off somewhere in my numbers. Oh my God! All right. So, week 16, December 26th/27th, whatever that means, versus the Dolphins. Time and TV to be determined. That's what that meant, guys.
Right.
They were number 27 in total offense and number 3 in total defense. They got Fitzmagic coming back. They signed Kyle Van Noy, Eric Flower, Shaq Lawson, Byron Jones, who I wanted, Emmanuel something, and then Jordan Howard. Now, they also got Tua coming in to compete with Fitzmagic. How you feeling about the Dolphin game?
Dolphins are going to be a deceptively good team this year. Everyone had them down as awful last year. You have to look at the last half of their season. Last half of their season, they played very well. They gelled together nicely, and they ended strong. So with all the off-season additions that they were able to do, I mean, how many people did they draft? Like 87 people? And they were all like in the top 87 numbers, ranks. I'm going to go with a loss.
Nah, not me. I think we're gonna take this one. I think we're gonna take this one. The Dolphins, like I said, they got Fitzpatrick, and then they got Tua. So they do have some competitors behind center. But I think by this time, man, whether we have a coaching change or not in the middle of the season, I think our defense is on fire right now because we do have some good guys on defense. It's just a matter of them playing together, and I think that this is when they're going to really start to show up. But with that being said, we've talked about this Bronco game, so week 17. Well, I'm gonna say I put it down for the win. Yeah, okay. Week 17, January at the Donkeys. Denver Broncos suck. All right, we went over the numbers. 28 total offense, 21 total defense. And who they got returning? But you said that we were going to lose this one.
Yeah, we are going to lose this one.
Okay, so I'm going to say, yeah. So even though I got my numbers mixed up, I got 6 losses. So I'm just going to go with 10-6. 10-6, 11-5, somewhere around there. How you feeling about that?
It's okay. I think I ended up with one more loss than you did. I hope somebody's keeping track because I'll probably totally change my mind on half these games.
Hey, we can do that though, man. We don't have to stick with it, right? We can change our mind if we want to.
I'm a woman. It's my prerogative. I can do whatever I want. Well, okay. You try to stop me, honey.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
I get my
smart man.
Every time
very wise.
All right, cool. Real quick, T3, man, he's in here. He says, he's writing a paragraph. Hold on. Only game for the Raiders in Cali. Raiders win and go 6-2. Tyrod Taylor is the QB. Raiders win their 3rd game in a row over the Donks. They go 7-2. Chiefs win in Vegas. Raiders stand at 7-3. Still with T3. Falcons are going to have a rough year this year. I think 8-3. Loss against the Jets. The team drops to 8-4. God, he got us getting beat by the Jets again. T3. Shame on you. All right.
He's entitled to his own opinion.
I know.
Let the man think.
I know. Okay, he's got us down for a loss against the Colts. I agree. The team falls to 8-5. Raiders complete the sweep of the Chargers. The team goes 9-5. Yeah, now you're talking, T3. All right. Raiders take care of business and clinch a playoff berth. They go 10-5 with the win over the Fins. Playoff clinch. Raiders rest everybody and take the L. Finish 10-6. Man, I like the sound of that, man. But at 10-6, is that enough to win the division?
No.
So we're going into the wild card slot.
Yes.
So we're going right next. 3 games in the playoffs to the Super Bowl. What do you think? Can we?
Yes, and remember that this year is the year that they are expanding the playoffs.
Yeah, thank God. So, teams like us, we need that. Like last year, I think we were talking about it in the last Only Nation podcast. Last year, we would have been in the playoffs if that would have been in effect last year,
I told you technically we wouldn't have been, but
yeah, that's why
you told me I got too technical. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's why you're better than me. But hey, it's okay. All right.
It's all good.
Captain Jack says 10-6 for the Raiders. Worst case 9-7. Hey, Captain Jack was right on it, man. He hit the nail on the head last year, calling for a 7-9. So, all right, Cap. All right. It's looking good. T3 says 10-6. Captain Jack says 10-6. I said 10-6, but maybe 11-5. I don't know. I lost track. I couldn't count right. And Heidi, you say what? 10-6.
9-7.
9-7. You broke my heart right there. You would have been the 4th person in a row.
I know. I got to be different. Remember, it's my prerogative.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, he said, okay, Captain Jack. Actually, no. Steelers would have been in the playoffs. Team Homer. Oh well, okay. Hey, that's right. I believe we would have been there. Raider Homer. It's in the name. All right, Heidi. I gotta go. It's the halftime show. Thank you for coming in on short notice again. And the rotation kicks back up next week as far as you substituting. You cool with that? Even though you're extra busy?
Hey, if I'm available, I'm here for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to working with you. Please don't quit on me. I learned so much from you.
I won't.
And thank you. And I'm looking forward
I
to
won't. I'm just overwhelmed with life right now.
I know.
But I'm there for you.
All right. All right, cool. Well, I'll give you a call later, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Now I'm going to get the music part right. All right, Raider Nation, there it was. Heidi Stabbbert, Kevlar Prom Dress, the Only Nation podcast. That was a mini version, a mini episode of the Only Nation podcast. You heard it right here. She's busy selling a house. She's fixing to move. She's making some moves. She's doing some things. So I wanted to get her on the show and keep our chemistry going. And it's always great to hear from Heidi. All right, chat line. Man, I'm loving it in here, guys. The General's in here now. All right, Vicky Orr. Hey, Vicky. Ken Mendelson came in. Let me make him the moderator. All right. T3, thanks for showing up. T3, thanks for showing up again. Raider Jester, what's up, brother? All right, Arizona Raider Nation. Yeah, Arizona. Jerry, hey, after the halftime show, y'all are up. So let's go ahead and get to the halftime show. And first, we start that with Raider Homer's phone blitz. Hey, guys, don't forget to leave your calls. If you're a regular on the channel, man, don't forget to just call in once every other week or so, weekly. I love it. I'd love to hear from you guys weekly. Just give you shout outs, man. Tell us what's going on and all that jazz, family. All right, let's go ahead and get to it.
What's going on, Raider Nation? This is the Cisco Kid, Black Hole Chapter President, Las Vegas. Hey, man, keep it locked to my man here, Raider Homer. All the updated news in the nation, coming straight from the source, Raider Homer. And to stay up to beat with what's going on with the Black Hole, log on to our website, www.theblackhole.com. See you soon, Raider Nation. Let's do this.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is T3 Raider Facts. You are listening to Raider Homer and the Monday Night Live Nation. So bring your best and always bet on black. Silver and black, that is. This is T3 Raider Facts with this week's version of Heidi's High Five. Number one, looking at the NFL schedule, I couldn't help but notice the Raiders are one of only 4 teams playing a Week 1 game that's interconference. If for some reason COVID-19 wipes out the first month of the season, which it might, the only AFC West Division matchup that gets sacrificed is Week 2 between the Chiefs and Chargers. And if Week 5 is the opening week, the Raiders would open the season in Kansas City. Number 2, my new favorite Raiders player for right now, or at least a guy I'm really rooting for, is Javid White, undrafted free agent linebacker that the Raiders have picked up. I heard a recent interview with him, and I really liked what I heard. Now, if he sticks close to and pays attention to Corey Littleton, I will just say this. Littleton was also an undrafted free agent who made his way onto the Rams squad in 2016, has continued to improve, and now is going to bring a lot of style to the Raiders linebacking core. Javid went to school in Oakland, then went to UNLV. It's a double hometown story, so remember the name, Javid White. Number 3, people are already cracking on the Raiders and saying that they may finish 8-8 or lower. Well, I see a winning record in playoffs coming this year. They were knocking on the door in 2019, and they already have more talent than before, and they're continuing to build. I have high hopes for 2020. If they play all 16 games, knock on wood if you're with me, I see them at 10-6. Number 4, I think the sleeper of this year's draft for the Raiders is fourth-round pick Amik Robertson. He may be smaller in stature, but from what I saw of him on the field last year, I saw a lot of energy and a lot of confidence. His coaches say he's an even better football player than an athlete, and that's not a knock on him. Rather, it's exactly the kind of guy that Mike Mayock likes. He's a player. Number 5. Now, Heidi, you know that I'm an idea guy, and I want to share this with you. I hit up the corporate bigwigs at Allegiant Air, and I tossed them this idea. For the Raiders' first season in Vegas, take the first 2 letters of the word Allegiant on the outside of the stadium and convert it to the owl patch that the Raiders have been wearing to immortalize Mr. Davis. What do you think? And that, my friends, is this week's version of Heidi's High Five from T3 Raider Facts.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Kaylee McLaughlin. I want to give a shout out to my friend Joker Raider because he sent me some Raider merchandise. And I want to give a shout out to all the Raider Nation. How did everyone like the draft? Let me tell you, I love the draft. Go Raiders! Let's make the Super Bowl!
Hey Raider Homer, this is Andrea Trask from the Ladies of Darkness podcast. Just calling to give a shout out to my girl Heidi Stabbbert from the Ladies of Darkness and also the One Nation podcast. And also a big shout out to Captain Jack Rackham. Go Raider Nation.
Hi Raider Homer and Raider Nation. Sunshine here with Arizona Raider Nation and the Arizona Raider Nation travel team. I just wanted to stop by and say hi and that I hope you all are staying safe out there. I'm not only bummed that the RFC was canceled, but our entire lives have been put on hold in regards to this coronavirus. Just know that this too shall pass. So stay positive and let's have a kick-ass 2020 season. Raiders! Sunshine out.
What's good, Raider Nation? This is your boy, the Mob Boss, man. Shouting out Raider Homer and the Raider Phone Blitz. Just giving y'all a heads up, man. Be ready, be ready. The Mob Boss is coming on the Raider Homer channel maybe next week or so and giving you an update on a few things that are going on around the nation, as well as a brand new update on the Raider Nation Explosion 2 and what's going on with that. So be ready to tune in. And as we always do, I love you guys in the Raider Nation. And as we say, go Raiders! Woo!
Raider Homer, this is Jay Jackson with the Arizona Raider Nation. Just wanted to say hi to you and all your listeners, and together wish our Raiders a great 2020 season. So have a great show, and remember, for some of the latest Raider Nation news in Arizona, stick with the Arizona Raider Nation. Go.
Yo, what's up, Raider Homer? What's up, Raider Nation? Me, the General, calling out here from hot Fresno, California. And what's up to the nation? You know, everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's enjoying their time. I'll see you when I gotta see you. Later.
Hey, Raider Homer, this is Houston Raider Steve. Looks like the Raiders' schedule is out. Looks like for the first 5 games, 4 of them are playoff teams. Obviously, the Saints, the Pats, the Bills, and the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. Week 1, Raiders at Panthers. They don't have Cam Newton. That might be, that's the easiest of the 5 games. Next week, Saints at the Raiders. Drew Brees in the very last year of his career, probably. Raiders at Pats. That game, that's going to be a tough game. They've got a new quarterback. It's going to be there. Playoff team. Bills at the Raiders. That winnable game. Tough. That's another playoff game. Raiders at the Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. That's going to be tough. It's on the road. Tampa at the Raiders next week, October 25th. It's going to be Tom Brady. It's going to be interesting on that one. They're picked to go to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship at the least. Raiders at Cleveland, that might be our first big break besides the Panthers game. Raiders at LA Chargers, they don't have Phillip Rivers anymore. It's a winnable game. Broncos at the Broncos at the Raiders. That's a winnable game. The Broncos have upgraded with the players that they've got in the draft. Chiefs at the Raiders. It's Kansas City. Raiders at the Falcons. It's on the road, obviously. Falcons are always tough. Raiders at the Jets the following week. That's where we started our downhill slide last year. Colts at the Raiders. It's going to be Phillip Rivers. It's going to be a tough game. Chargers at the Raiders. That's a winnable game. Dolphins at the Raiders. That's a winnable game. Of course, we finish off the season at the Broncos. That's going to be tough. It's the very end of the season. It's going to be very, very cold. It's against an improved team. And that is my predictions for this year. Thanks. Bye.
All right, Raider Nation, there it is. Raider Homer's Phone Blitz. Shout out to all the blitzers, man. I love hearing from y'all. Cisco, hey, thanks for calling in. Raider Nation, get there, theblackhole.com. Become a member, man. Hey, and if you're in Central Texas, become a member and message me, man. There's a chapter in Austin now, man. I'm a part of it, so I would love to have y'all come down there and be a part of the Black Hole, or down here and be a part of the Black Hole in Austin, Texas. Mob Boss, man, always great to hear from you, brother. Can't wait to hear the news you got about the Raider Nation explosion and all things going down in the Raider Nation. Jay and Sheila, thanks for calling. I appreciate it. General, much love. All right, Steve, hey, thanks again, brother. Loyal fan of the show, man. Thanks again for getting me on the field. Week 1, 2019, dude. Always love to hear from Steve. All right, Raider Nation, let's continue with the halftime show. So, here we go.
Boys making noise, ready to rep the screaming. Super fans with dark side demon. Reaper creeping, Jacob leaping. Other linebackers catching them sleeping. Defense stepping up, straight jacking. Max Crosby is quarterback sacking. Spitting them, dipping them, ripping them up. Flipping them, tripping them, whipping them up. Like a rival, yup, it's called survival. Killing them down like a homicidal. Suckers hate it, you can't be faded. Always imitated, never duplicated. Here we come, it's Las Vegas now. We bringing the heat, keep hating us now. We'll see you running. We started with that Raider running. Hell yeah, we coming. We see you running. Cause we started with that Raider running. Hell yeah. Fucking them down, jacking these clowns. Coming to your town, then we ground and pound. Taking no mess, believe we're the best. Straight from the west with a shield on my chest. Ready to smash you, trash you, blast you. Mess with the Mac and your ass is through like Kryptonite to Superman. I'm a hella hype, I'm a super fan. This shit is sick, let me get a grip. Let me take you on the Las Vegas Strip. Allegiant Stadium is hella lit. The boys are back and you're about to get whipped. Now here we come like savages. Stomping on your team, leaving damages. Donkey killers, mind thrillers. Waller is a beast for real. Incognito, putting it down. Going head to head, just breaking frowns. Opening holes for the running backs. Touchdown coming for the silver and black. Crowd goes wild in the black hole. Another deep pass to Hunter and Fro. Pedal to the metal like a devil on another level. Speed indeed, now we got the lead. As you can see, we unstoppable. It's impossible with our audibles. Chucky's book like Don and Glaze. Sweet as hell, got plays for days. You on the fire blowing up a niner. You say you faithful, fuck the empire. You huffing and puffing, the nation is hunting your ass, so you better beware, cause you know that we coming. We see you running. Cause we started with that Raider running. Hell yeah, we coming. We see you running. Cause we started
All right, Raider Nation, there you go. Raider Homer's halftime show with Big Mac. His song was from the album Always Reppin', man. Make sure you hit him up and get his album. And then the second song was from Raiderhead. You can hit up Michael Masonette to get those albums, man. Those are some great albums, dude. Show your Raider love and go get their albums, dude. And don't forget about 4 Dubs Mixtape Volume 6, man. You got to get a copy of that. I'm telling y'all, Raider Nation, that shit is badass, man. I really do like to listen to that a lot. All right, I am late, everybody. I am so sorry. Let me get to Jerry. Oh, I got it this time, Raider Nation. I didn't put the one on with the music. All right. Thank you, Jerry and Darkness, for coming on the Raider Homer channel to rep the Arizona Raider Nation. It's a pleasure to have you on the Raider Homer channel.
Thank you for having us. So excited. Definitely like what you're doing, your positivity, your energy, what you're doing with Raider Nation, what you're doing with your YouTube channel. We absolutely love it.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
repping the Raider Nation is what I
thank
do,
you for
man.
having
I
us on.
love the Raider Nation.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. Just, keeping the family together, keeping everybody, excited, especially with this new 2020 year coming over. It's going to be out of control.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hopefully this COVID stuff gets under control so we can be out of control because I'm ready to get out of control with the Raider Nation.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, so Darkness, we met at the Raider Nation Explosion, and since then, I've learned that the Raider Nation is well represented in Arizona. But Jerry, you gave me a rundown on the origin of the Arizona Raider Nation Club. And I'd like for you to share with the Raider Nation what you shared with me about how you started the Arizona Raider Nation.
Absolutely. Thank you. Definitely. So in 2010, when, MySpace and Facebook, MySpace was big, but Facebook was taking off. We were all on Raider groups and talking it out and talking football. And the Cardinals were coming to play a regular season game here at the Cardinals' new stadium. So me being from Phoenix, living in Phoenix, I was like, hey, I'll be a host. I'll throw a tailgate. And then the overwhelming support I got from Raider Nation from across the country was crazy. So we had 300 pounds of carne asada, 250 pounds of foil, 7, 8 tents. We had a DJ. We had Black Sunday. We had High Roller. High Roller Raider came through. And then that tailgate to this date still gets talked about. We did it big. We don't want to talk about Janikowski's left hook of that field goal to move the game, but ever since then, we decided to just keep up going and represent Arizona as Arizona Raider Nation Fan Club.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Like I said, we'll get into what y'all been doing as a community, for the community. That's also some special stuff, dude. But the Arizona Raider Nation patch, man, is one of the best patches out there, dude. How and when was your club logo designed?
So the past about 4 years ago, I let the club marinate for a few years. And about 4 years ago, I decided to do like a Phoenix Rising out of it. And talking to some friends, getting some things together, sketching some things out. Really good friend of mine gave me the skull, donated the skull to me, and we kind of introduced it to the state logo, did some color changes, did some shading, and man, that logo, Arizona Raider Nation Fan Club logo, was born.
Man, it's a great look, man. My friend Cali Mark, he was showing me the one that y'all got for him, man. I was like, bang, that's badass, dude. I got the sticker. It's right here on my speaker, man. It's a great look, dude. Great design, man. Congratulations on, designing it.
Hearing that from you, man, that means a lot. And from Cali Mark's an outstanding dude. And we've gotten some great feedback. I think we've already sold worldwide probably about 200 of those bad boys, the small ones. The big ones you see on our Dickie shirt, those are for members only. So a good way to get the big one is, holler at one of us, anyone on the leadership team, and we'll get you set up with that. But we do have a new batch of the small patches coming in probably in about a week and a half from now.
Oh, man, put me down. I need to get one, man. I need to get one.
I got you.
Cool. All right, now, as I mentioned earlier, you also inspired me with your contributions to the Arizona community. Talk about all the great things that the Arizona Raider Nation does for the community in Arizona.
I appreciate that question, definitely. As a club, when we started bringing in leadership members, they actually approached me and liked what we were doing and wanted to say that they wanted to get involved more. So just this last year, we did the Phoenix Children's 5K run. We did Feed the Homeless with a bunch of other groups in town. We also we donated some time at the St. Mary's Food Bank. And then something that's really near and dear to the club's heart is Cigars for Warriors. What they do is they get cigars and they send them overseas to our active duty members, just so they have a little bit of taste of home.
Yeah,
so since our headquarters is a cigar bar, it just goes hand in hand together. Plus, anything for our veterans, we're all in.
That's cool, man. That's real cool, dude. I'm a part of the Black Hole chapter here in Austin, Texas, man, and I'm trying to set the bar high. I've been learning from Mob Boss, Wayne, now you, even Rock Raider, man, he does some good things for the community too, you know. Not even, but also. But yeah, man, you know, I've said it before in the past. You know, you can be desensitized to, you know, certain things, just hearing it over and over, right? But you can be programmed in good ways too, because I'm just sitting here listening to the Raider Nation talk about doing good things for the communities. And guess what, man? It's inspiring me. So just keep inspiring, as the Violator says.
Absolutely. If you want to check out any of our events, like the 5K or the Feed the Homeless or Cigars for Warriors, check out our YouTube channel at Arizona Raider Nation. Just like we encourage people to subscribe to your show, we want to make sure people come check us out. And if you want to know what the club is all about, come check out the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody, you know, obviously, if they're in the area, you know, we're more than happy to host and, you know, treat you guys like family. That's probably our number one goal there as a fan club is, you know, treat everybody like family. You know, we get to know your first name, your last name, and all the questions get asked the same. How did you become a Raiders fan? And we just start sharing those memories, and it's just an amazing feeling. The energy at our headquarters it goes far beyond none, you know. So that's what we do.
Man, that's a great segue, Darkness. I like that, man. You guys do know what you're doing. All right, so Darkness, like I said earlier, we met at the Raider Nation Explosion, but we didn't get the chance to talk very much. Now, you're a regular...
No, there's just so many people around.
Yeah, you're a regular listener of the Raider Homer channel, so you know I like to learn how and when superfans became fans of the Raiders and when they decided to take the next step in their fandom and gear up. So, when and why did you become a Raider fan?
Oh, wow. That question goes way, way back to when I was like a teenager. Maybe I was like 11, 12. Way back in the day. And it all started back in Los Angeles when the LA Raiders were playing the Cowboys. And I just saw this game where some Raider fans were just, you know, wilding out. And, you know, they ran into the field. And ever since then, I was hooked. You know, I've been a Raider fan since then. And what's awesome is, like, you know, my name, my character dates back to junior high school. Because I was always rocking a Raider hat and always wearing black. And everybody just kept calling me Darkness. And it's just been like that since back then.
That's awesome.
And I'm a huge gamer, and my gamer tag is Darkness. And you know, every time I come on a game on a hub with all the kids, you know, they know who I am. It just goes bananas when I'm just being myself, representing myself as Darkness. And then now that I do it as part of Raider Nation, because I let it stop for a while. And just the energy that came about with Arizona Raider Nation, like, it really inspired me to gear back on and just let it evolve to what it is now, and, you know, just keep that mystery going. That's pretty much how all that came together.
Man, that's awesome. You're saying about 12 years old in LA, you became a Raider fan.
Correct.
Dude, you are a perfect person to follow up with on the LA years. You know, I did a podcast with Wayne called the LA Years, where he was talking about, you know, his journey through, you know, the LA years as a Raider fan. I'd love to get you on there too, dude. And I give out the Oaktown Legend patches to people that have been on the channel from California that are helped make the Oakland tailgates, you know, legendary. And I'm gonna develop the LA years and hopefully Vegas year one into the same kind of thing. So I would love to get you on for the LA years.
Oh, that'll be amazing. Yeah, anytime. I'm all, like I said, you know, anything that has to do with keeping the Raider family united and keep sharing these memories, I'm all for it. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. So you mean your likeness is, you know, came on early, right? Came from people calling you Darkness because you were always wearing Raider gear. But super fans like the Arizona Raider Nation are all about community. So what communities? I mean, what community? What charities do you hold near and dear, you know, for the communities?
My biggest charity, honestly, is probably going to be during the holiday season, especially working with the Boys and Girls Club and the Salvation Army. We did actually this last holiday season. I donated pretty much 3 hours of my time to help wrap gifts. Jerry was there with me, and that video should be on our YouTube channel. I know that for sure, and you can see it all there. I had my three sons with me; they were helping me out. You know, them learning to appreciate what they have. I provide for them, and you know, they were so inspired to help out, and it really, really like touched their heart. And that's pretty much like my main focus is helping out others during the holiday times where it gets tough, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Like I said, man, I'm inspired to do more, just as a human being, but especially knowing that I'm representing the Raider Nation with pride and poise and a commitment to excellence. You know what I mean? Yada.
Absolutely.
Oh, my bad. All right, cool. I'm gonna calm down here real quick. All right, so.
You're getting hyped. I love it.
All right, so how are you guys feeling about the schedule? Any predictions?
Well, yeah, predictions. You want to come check out Raiders football with us, with our club? We're going to predict a 10-6 season. Come check us out at our headquarters, Pearl Cigar Bar in Chandler, Arizona. 10-6, baby.
That's exactly what I've been predicting myself. Just with the schedule and then all the new graphics that we got, all the speed that we got, we finally got what we've been asking for. I'm really excited for this year's roster, especially with Carr. I think Carr's going to have a great year, and he's going to have a lot of competition coming from Mariota, and it's just going to be exciting. I've been asking for this for a long time, and we finally got it. So it's time for them to put up.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, I'm tired of losing. I want to win, man. Just win. All right. I've been saying 10-6 though every year since 2002. But so one of these years, I'm gonna be right. I know that.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool, man. So I'm a little late, but I got about 5 minutes. You guys got anything else you'd like to add?
What's that?
Go ahead, Jerry.
We still got about 5 minutes, man. You got anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just again, we want to thank you and what you're doing for Raider Nation. That's really important that everybody gives you your props. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share his videos. You guys, he rocks it out for all of us. Again, thank you for the opportunity for Arizona Raider Nation fan club and travel team. Our leadership team, they work hard to put game day parties together. When we travel, they travel. They'll put together hotel and events, anything going on with the host cities. We are sponsored by Modelo, so big things coming from Modelo this year for us. We're really excited for, and just excited for Las Vegas. It's been a long time coming, and hopefully everyone's staying safe and we can get this season going. Hopefully, and let's slap some things together, right?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Man. And yeah, anything with Arizona Raider Nation, the travel team. Any questions regarding events coming up? Feel free to message us at the inbox at Arizona Raider Nation. Either myself, Jerry, or one of the other members of the leadership team will be more than happy to answer your questions. And once we have everything on the schedule and the calendar, all the information is going to go out to everybody that's actually, going to be a part of it. And just, we're going to share the love and, do it Arizona Raider Nation style and show Raider Nation how much we, love them. And we just want to keep it going and just keep the family united.
Amen to that, man. Great things, man. Y'all are doing some great things over there, man. Like I said earlier, man, the Arizona Raider Nation, dude, is repping right, man. Arizona, the Raider Nation is very well represented in Arizona, dude. It's a great thing to see.
Absolutely.
Hey, whenever you're ready to come down to Arizona, and we'll be more than happy to host you and show you exactly. You'll experience it in person, and you'll never forget it. It's going to go back with you back home, and it's something you'll be talking about for years and years to come.
Yeah, I imagine, man. I know a lot of people over there, that I've met through this channel, so I damn sure going to get by and see y'all. It's going to be a busy weekend when I make it over there.
Absolutely. We got you.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to host you. Absolutely.
All right, cool. Now, before I let you go, tell the Raider Nation how to find you.
Go ahead, Jerry.
So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Arizona Raider Nation. Again, I mentioned YouTube before as well, at Arizona Raider Nation. All messages go directly to me, so usually I get back with you within the hour or right away. My phone's usually always in my hand, but anything you need to know, anything you want, we got gear, we got upcoming members, polos coming out, we got stickers, pins, hats, and again, just wanted to give a big shout out to Raider Nation, and let's get this.
Absolutely. And then, everything, always once we, after our watch parties, we all like to get together, take one big, huge group picture, family picture. And as we always say goodbye, we say 1, 2, 3, salud.
Salud, baby.
1, 2, 3, salud.
Salud.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate it, guys, and thanks for being good sports, man. I know I'm kind of on the short end. Y'all are on the short end of this stick, man. I appreciate y'all making room for Danny, man. I need to expand my show. It's just getting longer and longer, so that's already in the works, and I can't wait to get y'all back on the Raider Homer channel to find out what y'all been up to in Arizona.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Anytime.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, Homer. Take it easy. Have a good one.
You too. Woo! Arizona Raider Nation repping it over there, y'all. Make sure you go and check them out, man. Get that patch, guys. Get that patch, man. That's a great looking patch. I'm damn sure going to get one for myself, man. Love hearing from the Arizona Raider fans. All right, let's take a look at the chat line again. We got Captain Jack still hanging out. The Only Nation podcast hanging out. The General still hanging out. Everybody giving love to Kaylee. Kaylee, thank you for calling. Thank you. And hey, that letter's in the mail. Travis, what's up, brother? Don't worry about it, brother. I know you're working, man. You're always a strong supporter of the Raider Homer channel, brother. Thank you for showing up, man. Asylium is still here. My bad, bro. I wasn't supposed to say your real name. All right, that's the chat line. Now, let me get to Danny De La Paz, man, who was an excellent actor in American Me, Boulevard Nights, amongst others, right? So let me get him on the phone. I'm super late. Thanks again to Polo. Shout out to Polo, man. Look, I'm telling you, man, Santa Maria, the Black Hole, check him out, man. Polo's always taking care of his people, man. Always doing something for the Raider Nation. Love it. I love it. All right, Raider Nation, here we are, Danny De La Paz. Danny, let me start off by saying thank you for coming on the Raider Homer channel. I appreciate your support. It's really cool to have the first actor on Monday Nights Live.
Wow, the first actor. That's great. I'm excited to be here. I really am. It's great.
Hey, I'm excited too, man. I've been pumped up all night. All right, so several Raider players have gone on to have careers in Hollywood. Players like Carl Weathers in Rocky, Predator, and recently in The Mandalorian. Fred Williamson in Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, and the TV series or the TV movie Star Trek. John Matuzak, everybody knows that, right? It was Sloth in The Goonies. He was also in A-Team in Miami Vice. Bubba Smith, who was a popular Miller Lite pitchman, also it was also in The Odd Couple, but mostly known for his role as Hightower in Police Academy. And of course, there are several Raider celebrities, fans, including Carlos Santana, Jessica Alba, and George Lopez, just to name a few. So clearly, the Raiders have left their mark on Hollywood. And in our previous call, you had mentioned working with Bubba Smith. Can you share with the Raider Nation what it was like working with Bubba Smith?
Yeah, sometime in the mid '80s. You know the actor Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he stars in The Big Lebowski and a million other films. He comes from an acting family, okay? His father, Lloyd Bridges, most people remember him from Airplane, the 1980s comedy Airplane.
Yeah.
But Lloyd Bridges was a big star since back in the 40s, okay? So I grew up watching Lloyd Bridges in the 60s when I was a kid on a television series called Sea Hunt. And then Lloyd had two little boys that used to appear on the show every now and then, his son Jeff and his other son Bo. So years later in the 80s, Bo has an acting career, of course, but he also decided to direct. And he was directing, a low-budget feature, but it was a feature film that starred himself and Bubba Smith as a pair of cops, so they cast me in one of the character roles in this film. And the scenes that I had in the movie were with Bubba Smith. And I'll never forget because we were shooting a scene in, of all places, okay, a porno shop in Hollywood. So we're having a secret communication. In other words, we don't want people to know we're talking to each other. I don't want to be known. I don't want him to know. I don't want people to know that I'm ratting somebody out, right? So we meet in two separate stalls or whatever, little booths in this porno shop, and we're communicating between the two booths. But we had a great time working on that film. Bubba was a great guy, and I made him laugh. I made him laugh his ass off. He wasn't too he hadn't made too many films, but he enjoyed working on films very much, and he loved working with actors that had a lot of experience. And afterwards, he told me how much he enjoyed working with me. So it made me feel good. It made me feel good that he was laughing and that he had a good time doing the scene with me.
That's
but
awesome.
Yeah, great guy. Have good memories of him.
That's awesome. Did y'all talk about the Raiders?
The movie is called The Wild Pair, for anybody that wants to look it up. In fact, Lloyd Bridges is in it also. It's Lloyd and Bubba and Bo, Lloyd's son.
That's cool, man. Did y'all happen to talk about the Raiders any?
No, you know what? We didn't talk too much about his football career. We didn't talk too much about that. We didn't really talk too much because we were just so busy focusing on the work that had to be done. And those low budget films, they kind of have a shorter schedule. So you don't have as much free time as you would on a higher budgeted feature because it's all got to get done in a much shorter time frame. So it was just all about the work pretty much. But while we were working, we had a good time. But I would have loved to have talked to him more about his career and all that, but it just didn't happen.
Well, that's no big deal. Hey, at least y'all talking about y'all's career in acting, It must have been a cool experience, like you said. All right, now, of course, your performances in Boulevard Nights and American Me have inspired countless Raider fans through the decades. Share with the Raider Nation your journey as an actor.
Well, my journey as an actor began when I was living in the city of Whittier. Born and raised in the city of Whittier. It's about 15 minutes down Whittier Boulevard from East LA, heading east. And Whittier is also about half an hour from downtown LA, and then about 45 minutes from Hollywood. So when I was a freshman in high school, basically, I decided to try out for a play, and that was it. I got cast in that play. And just in the process of rehearsing the play and being involved in everything that one does when one is working on a play, I began to realize that I really, really enjoyed it. It's like, that saying, get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It was like, I thought to myself, wow, I fit in right here. I obviously knew at that early age of 14 years old that I had some skills when it came, or some talent when it came to acting. And I figured, well, as long as, God gave me this gift, I might as well do something with it. So that's what happened. I just started doing theater in high school. And then after my freshman year of high school, I started to go do like theater in the summer when they would have these youth summer programs. And this would be where you'd be doing plays with other students from other high schools and adults as well, right? And then I branched out from there to community theater, where in your community they might have a little amateur theater group, and it's made up of all adults usually, so I started to just keep all the time working on doing plays. And I wouldn't even finished with one play. I wasn't even finished with one, and I was already trying to get myself into another. So I'd be doing the play in the evening, and in the daytime I'd be rehearsing the next play I was going to do. So I just got really bitten by the acting bug when I was a young person. And basically, before I graduated from high school, before my graduation in my senior year, I got my first professional job. I was making money. I was getting paid to do, singing and dancing in like a musical at Knott's Berry Farm, of all places. But it was good money in the summer of '75. That was my senior year. And that's what began the whole professional thing. And then after I graduated from high school, I ventured out into L.A. I would try to audition for whatever I could, especially if it paid a little bit of money. Sometimes you get these things that pay a little bit of money per hour because they had a government grant or something, And so one day I'm doing this children's theater, right? Children's play in this theater in Los Angeles. And one of the actors on the Jeffersons comes to see the play because he's visiting another actress that's a friend of his, right? He's coming to see her. But he sees me and her, and he writes me a note. I never even met this guy. He didn't even stay after the show. He just gave her the note to give to me. And she gave me the note, and the note said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I play this person on television." And he gave me the name of an agent. And he told me to call this man and tell him that he had sent me. And I did, and I went to go meet the man, and the man looked at me. I was 18 years old. I wasn't even 19 yet. And the agent agreed to represent me and start, sending me out on auditions for television and film. And the very first audition he sent me out for was a nice little supporting role in the very first Latino television series that was ever on TV. In 1976, it was called Poppy, P-O-P-I. And it was a television version of the movie about a Puerto Rican father raising two young sons on his own without a wife. He was a widow. And I had a nice little part on that television show, and that was my first trial by fire,
Yeah.
That's
cool.
pretty much how I got into the film and television world.
That's cool. I've tried to inspire my daughter to get into theater in high school. I wish I would have got into theater in high school. Even though I wear a mask on my show, I think there's an intensity that I like about performing on this show. It's a performance. I'm producing, I'm mixing, and I'm calling people, and I'm reading the script, and it's intense, it's exciting, it's fun, and I would love for my
absolutely.
daughter. Yeah, I would love for my daughter to get into acting one way or another. I told her, you don't have to become a famous actress or anything, but there are jobs behind the scenes, post production. You could just be a part of all that. That would be awesome.
Once you get involved in a production and you start looking around and seeing what everybody does to make it all come together, that's where you get in, and then you figure out where you fit in. Where do I fit in best? What do I like to do? Out of all these jobs here on a movie set or in a theater, which job do I resonate with? And you're right. It's nothing. There's nothing like getting the creative juices flowing.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel so alive. And for me, I was able to build up some confidence in myself because I was a little bit maybe insecure or whatever, like a lot of young people are at that age, 14, 15, your freshman, sophomore year. There's a lot going on. You just got out of junior high, and all of a sudden, boom, you're in high school and the kids are older. And a lot of changes going on inside of young people at that age.
Yeah.
So it helped me with my self-esteem and my confidence. When an audience is clapping or coming backstage to meet you and you don't even know these people because they want to tell you what a good job you did, it does make you feel good and it lifts you up.
Yeah.
So I found theater, and plus all the reading you had to do, was very good as far as education was concerned, because, man, you're just reading script after script after script, and you're trying to figure out what the words in the script mean, so it expands your language skills,
Yeah.
and your reading skills. And it just was good for me as a person all the way around. Even if you're never going to pursue a career in acting, I still recommend taking theater, especially for shy people, because they can really come out of their shells playing these parts,
Believe it or not, I do get stage fright. Like, I used to play in a band, man, and I would just sit there frozen and I could shred, I could play the song, but I was just nervous, and but like, man, when I put this mask on, like Ira said, lights, camera, action, and it's intense. It's a great thing to do. I wish, like I said, I would have went into theater.
I used to do theater with a girl. Okay, see, when you're in high school, and we had 8 schools in my district, okay? So you get to know all the other players from all the other high schools, just like football players do, You're playing against these people or whatever, and you get to know them, right? We would go see each other's plays. But I used to know a girl from another high school. She was a year older than me. And I eventually ended up doing plays with her in college, right? And even in high school, during the summer, when we could mix the students from different schools to be in plays. She used to go into the bathroom and just heave the big hoe before every performance.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. She would just say, I gotta go. I'll be right back. She would go in the bathroom, she would throw up, and then she'd come back and she'd be fine. I mean, that's how wound up her nerves got her. I was nervous too. You get those butterflies. But eventually I learned how to use that nervousness to my advantage. But yeah, she would do that. And she wasn't the only one. I saw other people that, everybody has their own way of dealing with it,
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Hey, and so some of your movies highlight both the good and bad aspects of Chicano culture in LA. And you saw firsthand the good and bad aspects of the Raider Nation. Can you share your first experience with the Raider Nation in LA?
Well, my first experience happened sometime in the late 80s. I want to say 88, 89, somewhere in there at the Coliseum. And it was a little bit on the violent side. I mean, I like to go to sports events. I'm not a huge football fan. This is true. Everybody that knows me knows I'm more of a baseball guy. That's my sport. But I can totally see why people enjoy football as well, right? So I went to the game. And it just got out of hand, man. People were drinking, and sometimes drinking, if with some control, it can bring out good times.
Yeah.
But this didn't do that. This was just you were just seeing the ugly in everybody and all these fights. And I just told myself, no, I this is not for me. I can't. I want to come and enjoy the game, and I want to have a good time and be around fun people and have a good positive vibe. But this was a lot darker than that. And that was my very first impression of the Raider Nation at that time, right?
Right.
Later on, I was able to change my mind about it because I had different experiences, but that was my very first one.
All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and get into that, right? And many superfans and club presidents have worked hard to rebuild the Raider Nation's image in the eyes of the outside world, which you've also witnessed working with Polo and attending Raider Nation events.
Yes, I got invited to some Raider Nation events in the 90s. So this is maybe 10 years after that event happened,
Yeah.
And first one I went to, bam, it was a whole other planet. It was a whole different story. This was a lot of really, really cool people enjoying the game, respecting each other. I could see they were very involved with the community, that the Raider organizations were raising money for all these having events for all these various causes. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is really, really good. And ever since then, I've always had a good time at the Raider events. I came to realize that the demographics of the Raider audience, right, was the same demographic as the one that likes our movies, so the Chicano films that people like so much, Blood In, Blood Out, American Me, Mi Familia, Boulevard Nights, etc., etc. The Raider Nation loves these movies for the most part. And that kind of blew me away. Now, mind you, at the time, I wasn't really aware what the connection was between Raza and the Raider Nation. That I hadn't put that together. With your help and with Polo's help, you guys made me realize the history, of course, dealing with Jim Plunkett and Al Davis's forward thinking, and Tom Flores. I mean, these guys made history being Mexican Americans back in the day when the Raiders first began. And now it makes total sense to me what that connection is. But yeah, so I gave myself a little bit of credit for not getting so turned off the first time that I never wanted to go back. I did go back and I had a much different experience, and I was happy about that too. It made me feel good to see that things had changed for the better.
Yeah. And speaking of change for the better, again, in our previous conversation, you mentioned the importance of reaching out to people who have had some rough experiences in life and why it's important to help them rediscover who they were before life's influences led them down the wrong path. Can you share with the Raider Nation what your mission is with Homeboy Industries?
It's so easy for us to judge people, to look at them and judge them for their actions, for what they've done. But as I got older, I'm guilty just as much as anybody else. I am no saint. There's plenty of things I've done in my life that I am not proud of. But I do realize that everyone deserves a second chance. And that's what Homeboy Industries is all about. The only way that people who have been in that lifestyle are going to be able to get out of that lifestyle or change and transform their lives is with the help of others and a tremendous amount of patience and love. Sometimes it's tough love, but it's love. And that's what I love about Homeboy Industries. Father Gregory Boyle that runs the place, that guy has got a heart that is so huge, okay? We're talking huge. And I'm not a fan of the Jesuits, okay? He's a Jesuit priest, and they have a very nasty, nasty history, the Jesuits do. But he is a very good-hearted person, and he loves these people so much. And he has, in the 30 years that I've known him and seen this organization go from where it started in East LA, very small, to where it is now, where they're located in downtown LA, I've seen what a difference he's made in so many lives. That's one place I could say it works. That place works. And when I donate money to them, or when I ask people who come to the booth, what I do is they come to the booth and they want to take pictures, right? Sometimes they want to buy merch and the pictures are included. But if they don't want to buy any merch, they just want to take pictures, I say, well, as long as you're going to come and get something, which is a picture, right, of me or several pictures, why don't you give a little something? I don't care how much, but make a little donation for Homeboy Industries, Well, they do. And sometimes they make a lot of donations to Homeboy Industries. And in a little over 2 years, we've raised over $7,000. That may not sound a lot to some people, but hey, $1 here and $1 there, it all adds up. So the reason I feel so passionate is because look at the roles that I played in these movies, in Boulevard Nights and American Me and Road Dogs and Kill Capone. I mean, these are people who've lived lifestyle. So it only makes sense, since I've become like the ambassador for this particular kind of role or whatever, that I should want to give back in a different way. And Homeboy Industries gives me the opportunity to do that. And the best part about it is that sometimes you give money to organizations, you don't know where that money's going. You have no idea. But when it comes to Homeboy, I go to Homeboy. I see where that money's going. I'm there all the time. I eat there. I shop there. I just go there to kick it with the guys, or just to check in with Father G and see what's going on. So I know where every single penny is going to go when it goes to Homeboy Industries. And I encourage others who may not know too much about it, that they go on the website, homeboyindustries.org, and take a tour of the whole building. All the walls are made out of glass. So it's really transparent in there. There's nothing hidden from anybody. And it's just a wonderful place.
Yeah, I was looking at the website earlier. It's they were saying that it helped inspire other groups that are trying to do the
Yes,
same
all
thing in
across the
other
country.
countries. Yeah,
All
that's
across the country,
awesome, dude.
yes.
That's
And they
awesome.
network with all kinds of community groups, all not just in this country, but in other countries as well, because they're such a successful model.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what they do. Other organizations are modeling themselves after them because of their tremendous success. If you could be successful, okay, in helping to not rehabilitate, but that's not the right word, in helping to guide um, people in the gangster lifestyle in the Los Angeles area where it's so hardcore. If you could be successful there, you could be successful anywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Anywhere. He proved it. He proved it could be done, but he did it with love. That's how he did it. He didn't do it with judgment. He didn't do it with hatred. He didn't do it with punishment. He did it with love.
That's awesome, man. That's
A
good
powerful
stuff.
thing. It's very
Yes,
powerful.
very
Don't get
powerful.
me started on Homeboy because man, I get fired up like a preacher on the stand. You know what I mean? Don't even
Amen.
get me started, Bubba.
All right, so
People are
as
like,
I,
whoa, this guy really likes that place. Yeah, he freaking
woo-hoo.
do.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was looking around. That's really something special, man.
It is, and go there to eat too. They've got a great little homegirl cafe right there. They serve breakfast and lunch only, no dinner, but the food's really good. A little on the gourmet side, but tasty and really big portions. So if you're a hungry tiger, you won't leave there hungry for sure.
Nice. All right, as I mentioned earlier, you've been attending Raider Nation events. You were at the Raider Nation Explosion, and you are going to be attending the rescheduled Santa Maria Parade with the Black Hole. All right, and as many of us know, Tom Flores will be at the Santa Maria Parade. How excited are you to meet Tom, who had a big impact on the Chicano community as well?
When I look at people like Tom Flores and Jim Plunkett and Pedro Gonzalez in the tennis world and just so many, right? And you see what they did, how they were pioneers in their own way, to be out there when there was nobody else there. Like Jackie Robinson was for the African American people, It just makes me feel so proud, bro. I'm going to be completely humbled and honored to meet this man. He's 83 years old now. I did a little research, so thanks to you and Polo, on him and Jim Plunkett and their story. And wow, what a great movie that would make. Oh my God, to
Oh,
sit in the
yeah.
theater and watch that movie, the story of the two of them in 1960 when the Raiders first started. Just amazing. I want to see that movie. I want to
Well,
be
they
involved in
they were
that
in
movie
the
at some
'80s. They were in the '80s, but still, that's the height
But
of
I
the
mean
era we're
but
talking
it would
about.
involve the history of both of them, though, including
Yeah,
them starting
yeah.
with the Raiders starting in the '60s,
Okay, okay,
because
okay.
that's how far back Tom goes, and you need to know the history of Tom to make the meaning of the film come through by the end of it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, Tom was like the first quarterback, first Hispanic
Oh,
quarterback, all that, man. Yeah, Tom,
absolutely.
dude, he
And
set the
then
mark,
assistant
man.
coach and then coach
Yeah,
and then when Plunkett got with him, I mean, that's just amazing what the two of them did. Just incredible. I mean, the way that he touched so many people, Mexican people, raza, man, people that were, there's a man I saw in a documentary who was so moved, he passed it on to his son about what these two men did. So moved by the experience of how proud they feel. And he wasn't even a Raider fan. This guy was a fan of another team, the Houston Oilers, I think it was.
yeah, man. Tom,
Just incredible, just a beautiful story. So I would be very honored to meet him. Maybe take a picture if he's, probably not. The guy's probably going to be so swamped. Can you imagine all the people that want to take pictures with him? It's probably exhausting for him.
yeah, I know I'm
But to
one of them.
me, I don't need that. I just need to know that I met him, shook his hand, maybe, or kicked his ankle. I don't know what we're doing these days, but however we're going to greet each other.
Yeah, yeah. All right, man. So let's get into your website, ddlpmerch.com.
When I was in high school, I got that name DDLP or double DLP because of my initials, Danny de la Paz. So DDLP, those are my initials. And it just stuck with me all those years, 50 some years now, I guess, or 40 some years now. So that's why I called it DDLP merch for merchandise.com. And basically what it is I am a collector. I collected all my life since I was young. I used to collect stamps, but I collect a lot of movie memorabilia, stuff with autographs or whatever. And I love collecting. I love movies. I love movies. I watch them. I collect them. I study them. I mean, I'm a movie fanatic. So what the website is my bringing my two loves together, my three loves together, really. My love of collecting, my love of films, and my love of my culture. All three of those things I blend together into ddlpmerch.com. It's not just about buying stuff. There's a bio on there of me where I explain to people, what my career meant to me, and just give them an overview of what I was able to do in the 35 years that I was active. And there's just, there's a way to communicate with me on there. If people want to book me or whatever to go to different events and stuff, and I explain everything on there about the costs. And then there's all the merchandise, and I mean, there's a lot of really beautiful stuff, like an example is right now I have these handcrafted graduation cards that I make. And the reason that I offer that is because all my life I've been a creative person. I like to work with my hands, and I always make handmade cards for special occasions for my friends and family. And I get a lot of compliments on them because they come out really nice. Not to brag, but they do. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and it takes time to make a handcrafted card, not just going out and buying something.
Yeah.
So I'm offering these with images from the movies that the fans love to fans of the movies. They're going to graduate from high school or college or junior high, whatever it is, and maybe their family wants to get them something unique and special. So it's a personalized card from me for their birthday or their graduation or their bar mitzvah or whatever it's for, So that gives you an example of the kind of thing that I do. It's very personal. It isn't just like you're buying a poster and it's not signed. Everything that I have on my website comes autographed because I know that means a lot to collectors. They want to see the signature on there,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's been a great way for me, especially during this whole thing with the lockdown, to still be able to connect with the fans through the website. I don't have to be there in person, at the event. Now there's no events. I mean, it's been very, very good that I have the website. It's still kept me in touch with everybody, let them know that, hey, I'm still around, and I got all these little goodies here, and I make it affordable, and hopefully there's something on there that you might like, and I suggest people just go on there and check it out. DDLPmerch.com.
Hey, so Polo, he wanted me to ask you about Hero Street.
Man, two things, okay, that I'm working on right now. Three things. One is a tour of a Chicano play called The Last Angry Brown Hat. The tour began last November in Chicago, and then this year we were going to do a lot of dates, but they got postponed because of the virus. Because of the dreaded Modelo, as I like to call it, the dreaded Modelo. So the other thing is something I've been working on for 5 years, a documentary about the first Latino gay man to run for office in 1963, I believe it was. His name is Jose Sarria. He was Latino. And this guy is one of those unsung heroes who did a lot in his lifetime, but nobody knows who he is. And this guy was before Harvey Milk. Everybody knows Harvey Milk because Sean Penn made that movie about him. But they don't know about the Latino guy whose shoulders Harvey Milk stands on. So we made a documentary about him called The Life and Times of Jose Sarria. And it's almost finished. We're just in the post-production stage right now, which got delayed because of the virus. But we are going to finish it up. And hopefully we'll get it on some platform either at the end of this year or maybe the beginning of next year, depending on what happens now with everything, that's going on. And as soon as we figure out what platform it's going to be on, Netflix or whatever it is, I'll let people know through social media so they can check it out. But Hero Street, you asked me about Hero Street.
Yes,
Hero
sir.
Street is a story of 8 young Chicanos from Silvis, Illinois, and the Quad Cities right there. Okay, they all lived on a 2 block radius. Okay. 1.5 blocks, basically. 8 guys. They went away to World War II. This is in the early 40s. And 2 of them went to the Korean War a little bit later. And none of them came back. So it's the most people from an area that size that have ever been sacrificed or whatever that never came back. I say the word sacrifice, but I mean they sacrificed their lives is basically what it is. But there were 8 of them in this 1.5 block radius in Silvis, Illinois, in the Midwest in the early 40s. And that street that they used to live on, which was called 2nd Street originally, got renamed to Hero Street. It's a very popular story. You can find there's documentaries on it. There's one that Martin Sheen narrated. There's all kinds of YouTube, television videos about it from when the different stations featured it on their programming. Hero Street is a very famous story. It's a very beautiful story. The guy that wrote it, okay, his name is Joe Castell. He's a writing partner of mine. Him and I write together, and he has written a beautiful script. And some of these people are from his family, so he's from there. He's from Davenport, Iowa, and so it's a very, very beautiful story. And I just look forward to someday for us getting the money, getting the funding to be able to produce this movie and get it out there so that Chicanos can know some more of their history. It's a beautiful history, the story. And when I'm there in Silvis, Illinois, visiting the Hero Street Monument and all that, I can actually feel the spirit of those 8 guys. I can feel it so strong. So that's how meaningful that movie project is to me. It's really one of those things where before I kick the bucket, I want to make sure that one gets done before I exit stage right, so to speak.
Man, that sounds cool, man. I didn't know that, dude. To be honest,
beautiful
man,
story. Just Google Hero Street, brother, or go on YouTube, put in Hero Street. You'll just see all kinds of stories about it.
Yeah, man.
Really, really great story. Really beautiful story. Talk about Mexican pride and, just these guys were young guys from the ages of 17 to 21. They're just like young guys today, young Chicanos today. They didn't know who they were or what they were doing. They were just trying to do what was right. Do something with their lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just a great story, brother. It really is a beautiful story, and I encourage anybody who wants to. There's books about it. I mean, newspaper articles. If you want to do some research, man, just research Hero Street.
Now, is that was the project you were talking about? You wanted to talk about earlier, or you had something else you wanted to talk about?
No, that was it. And the documentary I mentioned to you, and the play. Those 3 things. Because people like, what? I'm like pretty much semi-retired from making films as an actor. I kind of got burned out from the industry, to be honest with you. It's not a very nice place to be. I'm sure people know that more now because more of that is made public now than ever was before. But it's a dark place, that film industry, a very dark place. And I don't appreciate the way that we are portrayed in the scripts that I was given most of the time. I thought the writing was just horrible and stereotypical, and I would not feel very good about myself. You go in there and you want to make changes. You want to change things and make them better. And sometimes you can, but a lot of times they're not interested in hearing what you want to do. It's written this way and they want you to perform it that way. And so I just got sick of that. I just thought, you know what? I don't need to do this. I can do other things. But I do want to come back someday when they drain the swamp, so to speak, and things get a lot better. I'm right there just waiting in the wings.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward, man. Tag me. Let me know. I definitely want to learn about Hero Street and I'll do my research, but I want to see your, movie.
Yes, brother, I will. I absolutely will. We've been on this thing for, you won't believe it, since 1994.
Yeah.
That's when I first got involved with the Hero Street Project, 1994. But you know what? American Me took 18 years. When I first heard about American Me, I was on the set of Boulevard Nights, and we were shooting a scene, me and Shady and Raymond in the car in the 72 Mon, and we were on a little break, and so we just sat shooting the bull, and we were talking about all these projects that were coming up, scripts that we'd heard about, right, that involved Chicanos that we thought had a good chance of getting made. And one of those in 1978, in the summer of 78, was American Me, which had already been around in script form for about 4 or 5 years at that point, but it hadn't been made yet. So, you know what it was, 13 years after that, we finally got around to making American Me. I mean, I probably would have played Little Puppet if we'd made it back when they first were going to make it,
Yeah.
But all those years went by, and I got too old to play Little Puppet, But thank God there was another role in store that was, probably one of the greatest roles I think I ever was given in my entire career. So blessed and grateful. So many people wanted to play that part. And I can understand the reason why, because there's so many characters in American Me, and it's so easy to get lost amongst all those characters. And you're thinking, well, when people leave this movie, it's over 2 hours long. The only ones they're going to remember are Mundo, JD, and Santana, except for this one character who does something so remarkable, so heinous, really, that it catches everyone's attention. Like, no way, he's not going to do that. And he does it. And I thought to myself, if I could play that part and play it well, I know I will be remembered. People will remember that character, because when I read that script, it was a lot of pages, bro, a lot more pages than it ended up being on the screen. But I remember that role. I remember that part of Puppet. That was just, wow, that was an amazing scene.
Yeah.
All the little scenes he has with his brother that kind of lead up to that scene. Everything leads up to that one scene. And of course, that's the last time you see his character. But that was a very memorable role, and one that I'm very grateful and blessed to have received, because a lot of actors wanted to play that part. They really did.
Yeah, man, you nailed it.
And who could blame them? Who could blame them? I mean, you could really sink your teeth into a role like that.
Yeah, I like the Tuco role though, man. That was a good role, man.
That's my favorite of them all, brother. That was my first film, and it's like my cherry popping experience. You never forget your first time, as they say, and it's true. That was my first time making a movie, a full length movie, my first time, and I was one of the major characters in the film. And for me, it's an experience I'll never, ever, ever forget. It was just magical. The whole thing was just so incredible. Written by a Japanese American, directed by a white guy, a white Jewish guy from New York, starring Chicanos from all over the place. I mean, it was like the United Nations up in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's Hollywood, right?
And somehow it all came together, But I'll tell you, when that film first came out, man, we were hated. Woo, man. The haters were everywhere when that movie came out. The only ones that liked that movie were the people that went to see it. Everyone that wrote about it, all the chingalectuals, I like to call them, they were all pissed off because it was stereotypical and it was bad for the raza and all this stuff. They were picketing outside, and it was just mad hate for that film. Now everybody loves it. It's considered like a classic, but it wasn't like that when it first came out, brother. It was not like that at all. You could ask anybody that worked on it, and they'll tell you it was ugly.
Man, the ending was real intense. I love the ending, dude, but I gotta say that the tattoo scene, man, that one liner you gave at the end of, man, that shit was funny, dude.
And of course I had to, that makeup they put on me to make my skin a little darker, because I'm kind of a güero, right? It caused me to break out really bad. And that particular day I had a big pimple right on my face. And of course, of all the days, he decides to do an ECU that day, which means an extreme close-up. Not just a close-up, an extreme close-up. I mean, that camera was so close, you couldn't have blown that pimple up any big if it was a balloon. And there it is. And then the camera just stays there for such a long time. It's like, you want to cut, and it doesn't cut. Oh, it drove me crazy when I saw it. I was like, oh my God.
Well, I wasn't laughing at that, but that one
line. It's very realistic. People were too busy laughing at the line to pay attention to it. And plus, young kids at 16, that's what they have sometimes. They have acne. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just a little anecdote that I like to tell. But that was an amazing experience, making that movie, brother. It really was.
Man, what a
41
journey,
years
brother.
later, people still love it so much. It's just a blessing. It's a total blessing.
Yeah, man, what a journey you've had, dude. Congratulations, man. I hope the best for you and your production endeavors, man. And I can't wait to get you back on the channel.
I appreciate that very much, and I want to continue to work with the Raider Nation, because I know they're all about community. They're all about helping the community and doing what they can to help out. And, with their passion for football, for them to share and give of themselves like that, I think that's what makes them a great organization. And that's what's going to keep them going into the future, and the unity that they have together. I mean, those Raider events, they blew me away. I couldn't believe how many people, the support. It's like, it just really, really made an impression on me, a big impression. So I want to continue to work with the organization. I hope that they can help me also, which they have in the past, and they will continue to do so, I'm sure, to raise more funds for Homeboy, so Homeboy can keep doing what they're doing, because it's expensive to run Homeboy Industries, bro. It really is.
Yeah, I bet.
It takes some bucks to make it free laser tattoo removal, and a lot of these guys and gals can't get jobs with those tattoos on their faces. So that's the first thing that has to go, and they offer that for free. They have parenting classes, anger management classes. They've got legal services. They have all kinds of programs there for people, and a 2-year program where they put them and put them through teach them the food industry. put them through this program that teaches them the food industry. And they work in the restaurant, they manage it, they cook, they clean, they do everything. Everything is all the homeboys and the homegirls. And imagine they're working with people that are used to be considered their enemies.
Yeah.
And they're working side by side with these people. And Father Greg proved it could be done. We did it on Boulevard Nights. All those real gangsters that were there in the background, they were all from different barrios, but they had a truce, man. They said, you know what? We're coming together to make this film, and we're going to make it happen. And they did. They got along together. They laughed. They bonded. They bonded in those 10 weeks we shot that movie, and they were all from different barrios.
That's cool, man.
So I knew it could be done from Boulevard Nights, and then Father Greg proved it again in the 90s when he started up Homeboy Industries.
Man, that's great.
But thank you so much for giving me the chance to mouth
you.
off like this, because, you know, I got a big mouth. If you let me go, you got to shut me up and get the hook. Get the hook.
No, it's been great, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm having a good time. But yeah, I can't do it all
I have a lot
night.
of energy, brother. I won't put you to sleep. That's one thing for sure. I won't
Sure,
put you
brother.
to sleep.
For sure. All right, man. Well, tell the Raider Nation how to find you on social media.
Yeah, on social media, I'm at Big Puppet on Instagram, BIGPUPPET, Big Puppet. And on Facebook, I'm facebook.com/AtomBoy13, ATOM as in Mary, BOY, like boy, AtomBoy13. And then my website, ddlpmerch.com, and my email through the website is ddlpmerch@gmail.com or atomboy13@gmail.com. Oh, all that information. Who's going to remember any of that?
It's all right.
Just go to the website and you can get all the information there, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully they'll listen to it back if they have to, right? That's
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But yeah, man, I appreciate it, dude. You gave me a lot of cool insight, man, into what goes on, you know, behind the scenes, dude. I love it, dude, and I can't wait to talk to you in the future.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and thank everybody out there that's listening right now. Thank you for the love and the support. Thank you for supporting the website. I can't believe how much love and support this website has gotten. It just went up in November. It's doing very well. I'm very, very appreciative. I really am. And just thank you for all the love over all these decades, man, since these movies have been out. And I do want to make more movies. I want to come back to the screen. I really do. But I want to do it right.
Yeah.
And I want to play the right kinds of roles and make people proud to look up on the screen and say, hey, that old guy up there, man, that guy's good, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. And I hope you get a chance to see Kill Capone. I don't know if you've seen Kill Capone, because I'm really proud of my work in that movie.
Bro,
and I want to tell a lot of
looking
people.
up all your movies, man. I'll be watching them all, dude.
Well, I want to tell people, get Kill Capone, Kill, Capone with a K. And check it out, because it's a more recent, you know, in the gangster genre, but it has a lot of good things to say about how things have changed in the hood over the years. How with a lack of respect, how things can get ruined. Everything can get ruined. And it's a very interesting film, but I love my character Wizard, and I love what Wizard has to say in that movie. And if you pay attention to the things that character says, you'll see why I wanted to play that part. But anyway, brother, thank you so much. I do appreciate it very, very much. And thank everybody out there listening for all the love and the support.
It's been
Appreciate
a pleasure, man. Thank you, man. No problem. Anytime. The door is always open.
Raider Nation!
Raider Nation.
Adelante!
All right, bro. I'll give you a call, all right?
Take care, brother.
All right. Have a good one. Danny De La Paz. Oh, wait, there it is. Danny De La Paz, Raider Nation. Don't forget to check out homeboyindustries.org and ddlpmerch.com. Man, show some support, man. That guy is proud to be Chicano. And, man, you know what, dude? Watching those movies made me proud to be Chicano again. Boy, I wanted to get my shirt out, boy, put the one button on. Man, that was some good stuff. I appreciate it, Danny. Thanks a lot, man. Raider Nation, let's check out the chat line. Captain Jack still hanging around. Captain Jack, thank you so much, Captain Jack. Cannot wait to do the Raider Invasion podcast with you in Asylium this weekend. Polo, hey, man, thanks for the kind words. I think that was for Danny, maybe, but hey, thanks for those kind words. Raider Squid still around. Ken still around. Man, thank you, Raider Nation, for all the support, man. Thank you for staying and viewing. Man, I'm gonna keep lining them up, guys. I'm gonna keep lining them up, man. We're doing this all off season. During the regular season, I'll switch it up. I'll think of another show to do, probably sometime midweek or shortly out, on a Thursday or a Saturday, like a wrap up. But I really want to get back to the Raider Homer pregame show. I had a lot of fun with that. And Mark Reyes, the Talking Raider Shield. So keep an eye out for that. And please subscribe to the Raider Homer channel here on YouTube if you haven't. I'm all over the place also. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit me up. I appreciate the support. All right, man. I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating. It's time to go. Now, this week, I do have the message ready. I got the message ready. Here we go. What message do you have for the Raider Nation here and now and into the future?
Pretty simple, brother. Raider Nation, I'm speaking to you as an ambassador. Always stay true, stay loyal, keep the beliefs, and keep the faith. We will return.